Every week, all across Britain, thousands of happy couples tie the knot.
I can't believe it's actually happening. It's just so unreal.
The rings!
But for some brides and grooms, getting married isn't just a memorable day.
Kiss your bride.
It's a huge achievement.
I had to deal with cancer and then going blind overnight, which was, yeah, quite intense.
These extraordinary couples
You are quite simply the most amazing man I have ever laid my eyes on.
refuse to let adversity stand in their way.
I want to do it while I've got hair.
The changes that have happened to Will have only made me love him more.
So we've been through the sickness and health, haven't we?
Yeah, we've done one vow.
Yeah, we've done one vow.
As they go to superhuman lengths to make it down the aisle
Let's walk the aisle, shall we?
No, let's go to the pub.
on the happiest day of their lives.
There's my graduation photo.
Nick and Sophie have been together for 6 years, and like many couples, they met as students.
Your lipstick, kiss boxes and orange tights
Oh,
really
yeah.
attracted me to you. Well, actually, we met when we first started at uni in Nottingham.
We were in the same halls, what, 3 doors along from one another?
Yeah.
Something like that, 3 or 4 doors along from one another. And it didn't take us long to get together. We were, what, the first week?
It says, stop what you're doing, I have a message. I love you, message over.
When did you first see Sophie, Nick, and what do you remember thinking of her?
Wow, blonde bird. Yeah. Big boobs. I don't know, we just got on.
Sophie had the honour of being the first girlfriend Nick introduced to his mum.
At first, he just kept talking about Sophie this and Sophie that at uni. And whenever I rang him, she was in his room with him. So I knew it was serious soon on, but I didn't think it would last, being that it was his first serious girlfriend.
With uni behind them, Sophie got a job in a bakery and Nick started work as an accountant. With dreams of having a home of their own, they moved in with his parents in Cambridgeshire to save money.
He was really hard-working and he was just going places. I never had a clue that it would be as bad as things were in the end.
Carly and Nelly also got together as students.
So I met Carly first day of uni, which was 2007, a long time ago now. We were neighbours, literally.
Yeah.
I was room 003 and Carly was 004.
A passion for sport meant they were inseparable, and one thing in particular caught Nelly's eye.
It helped that she was pretty fit, but the fact that we were friends before, so I kind of knew that we'd get on.
Yeah. What did you think of Nelly when you saw him?
He was alright, you know.
And we're off.
Like thousands of young couples, they packed their bags and went travelling to Asia.
Diving, surfing. It was amazing.
Carly had always loved the sea and grew up next to a beach in Cornwall.
We were very beachy people, and as soon as the sun was out, we would go onto the beach, take a picnic. After school, you know, we would go on the beach for tea, and always in and out the water.
After travelling, they were drawn back to the coast where Carly had grown up and planned to set up home together.
When we got back, Carly decided to go back to university to do a medical degree, and I was working as a teaching assistant.
And we were planning on moving in with each other
Yeah.
in Nicky. We're looking at places to rent.
Yeah, just before your accident.
Just
weren't
from
we?
accident, yeah.
Yeah.
Both couples were about to learn how quickly life can change. In Cambridgeshire, Nick first noticed something was wrong a few days before Christmas 2013.
It felt like a horrendous earache, a lot of pressure in my head.
You were just on constant painkillers trying to ease this
And it didn't
pain
touch
in your
it.
head.
It didn't touch it. And then New Year's Eve, I had a seizure on this sofa.
He was just lying on the sofa. His eyes were open, but he was just staring into space.
They rushed Nick to the nearest hospital, still with no idea what was wrong.
As soon as we got pretty much through the A&E doors, I had another seizure and collapsed on the floor.
By this point, I just lost it. And I was standing in A&E going, what's wrong with him?
Sophie and Nick's mum, Kim, spent day and night at the hospital. But it was Kim who was there when things took a turn for the worse.
I think I'd stepped out into the corridor to speak to a nurse or something, and when I went back into the room, Nick asked me to put the lights on because he couldn't see. And I laughed, and I just said, he was looking at me, and I said, the lights are on, because they were. It was a really bright room. It was January, so obviously by the afternoon all the lights were on. And he said, have you closed the blinds? And I looked at the window, and the blinds were open. I looked back at him, and then I said, why? And he just said he couldn't see.
Kim sent me a text saying, you need to come. So I raced up the hospital. I knew straight away there was something wrong. She just took me aside and said, his sight's gone. They said there's a chance that he might not come back. And then she said to me, please don't leave him. And I was just beside myself.
Doctors discovered the cause of Nick's blindness, a rare form of cancer that had caused huge swelling in his brain.
So I had to deal with cancer and then going blind overnight, which was, yeah, quite intense.
In Cornwall, everything changed for Carly one evening in 2011 when she was out for a friend's birthday.
I was at a restaurant in Truro. Yeah, it was a really nice night, but I wasn't feeling very well. So I asked my dad to come pick me up. I said I'd wait for him in a car park, and that's what I did.
So as I was coming down into Truro itself, I could see these flashing lights. I thought, what's going on here? And I pulled in, and there's a police car and an ambulance there. And with that, one of Carly's friends came running up to me and said, awfully sorry, James, Carly's fallen in the river. And then, blow me, the whole world changed.
Well, I had a bit of alcohol inside me, and I stupidly sat on a wall, and I just sort of fell backwards into a river, which wasn't really there because the tide was out. So if the tide was in, I probably wouldn't have broken my neck.
Nelly got a life-changing call from Carly's mum early the next morning.
I didn't quite know the severity of it, so I knew it was bad, but I don't think I was quite prepared. And even still then, even when I knew what had happened, it was still a case of it not sinking in.
The doctors took us in the room to say that she would be paralysed. There was no feeling, and from her neck down. That's when I said to Nelly, you don't have to be with her, you don't owe her anything, just walk now, just walk away from it.
Why did you say that, do you think?
I suppose it was a way of me saying to him, go now and don't sort of further down the line suddenly turn around and say that you didn't want to be with her. You know, it's all the heartache in one go, I suppose.
As soon as Carly had her accident, I had to make a decision. I stopped working, and then I was going up and staying with Carly 4 days a week in hospital. It was a long 7 months. And then we came back here, and Carly was in a hospital bed.
Where did you sleep?
I slept on a mattress next to her bed.
On the floor.
For how long?
2 years, which wasn't too bad, really. Wasn't ideal, but it worked.
In Cambridgeshire, Nick had 8 months of hospital treatment before returning home. He beat the cancer, but his sight never returned.
Sophie would remind me daily that I needed to marry her. But I probably wouldn't have proposed to Sophie if I hadn't got ill, because I thought, you know, I just didn't think there was any need to get married that quickly.
But Nick changed his mind and gave Sophie the best Christmas present ever.
Once I got ill and she was in hospital with me all the time, you know, if someone loves you, they'll be there all the time, and she was there every day. So we've been through the sickness and health, haven't we?
We've done one vow.
Yeah, we've done one vow.
We're going to need more bloody tissues.
Nick and Sophie are getting married in 6 months' time. But they're not the only ones celebrating. Nelly made Carly's dreams come true when he got down on one knee in their favourite woods.
As soon as I proposed to Carly, she said to me, I always said to her that it's not a rush. I just wanted to prove to you that, you know, I'm committed to you. And she was like, oh, you know, that's fine, let's just be engaged for a long time. And that was probably at 12 o'clock after I'd proposed. By probably 12:30, she had about 700 Pinterest pages on what the bridesmaids were wearing, and I kind of knew it wasn't going to be the longest of engagements.
Both couples are now looking forward to a wedding and a life together, but with challenges they never expected.
How long is it till you get married now?
92 days.
Bloody hell.
Hey, try this.
I mean, it's going to be an amazing day, but it's just not quite how we'd wanted it to go.
No.
But that doesn't mean that we're not going to have an amazing time.
Yeah.
Well, the wedding's going to be enormous, isn't it? You know, lots of people. Yeah, we'll have to obviously take her down the wheelchair and take her up the aisle and everything else.
And you'll do that?
I'll do that, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Proud.
Nick and Sophie are tying the knot in 6 months' time, and today they're visiting a wedding venue.
Sophie, hi, good to see you.
Having lost his sight, Nick's come up with a clever way to make sure he can visualise the venue.
This is halfway down the room. So.
Yeah.
So it's quite big.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah. I decided, right, let's go to somewhere I've been to a wedding before. I've only been to 2 weddings in my life, so I thought, well, this one's nearby. If I've been to it before, I'll remember it a lot more. It's called Longstow Hall, where my cousin got married about 8-9 years ago.
There's sort of like a little entrance now going into the main marquee.
Is that where the doors are? Like proper doors?
Yeah,
it's the old marquee, basically, we're going into.
As you go into it, there's 2 huge cottage trees.
It helps, obviously, knowing where I am and paying all the money for it. And obviously Sophie's helping me visualise it even more.
So they've got a disabled toilet.
Have they?
Yeah.
Let's put that in specially. I don't need to go in the toilet. So is the gazebo around the back of the lake?
No, they've got like a little island.
Oh.
I just want him to enjoy it. I want him to sort of not feel like he doesn't know what's going on.
We're going back up the steps?
Yeah, step up now. You know, I can look back at the photos, I can look back at the video, you know, but I just want him to feel it as much as he can.
Isn't he nice?
Your text message. How was Slater's fancy press party? Did you go to Bristol? Attach me here. Text message.
After Nick's 8 months in hospital, the couple moved back in with his family, and Sophie's given up work to help him get back on his feet.
Where's your thingy then?
Every day you have to build yourself up to become independent again. The first bit is letting your guard down and let them help you. That was the hardest bit, I guess. Because you want to do it by yourself, but you've got to realise you can't. Yeah, it can be.
What things have been tricky since?
Everything.
Everything, really. Making a cup of tea, yeah, that's a nightmare, as you'll find out.
We've had many of accidents so far, haven't we?
Well, the water just goes
milk,
everywhere.
Too much milk, too much water. Milk everywhere.
Water everywhere.
Yeah.
Thank God she doesn't have sugar. Everywhere.
That's
See, this kettle isn't very good though either, because the spout's tiny, isn't it?
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's right there.
Look at this, I'm getting them out first time.
Before, Nick was very independent and far more confident than me. It's like been a massive role reversal. Nick has depended on me more than I ever expected. So it's fine, isn't it?
Not too bad, yeah.
In Cornwall, Nelly and Carly have 3 months until their wedding. The daily routine usually involves a visit to their specially adapted gym. Carly's keen to be as healthy as possible, especially as the big day approaches.
Woke up this morning.
This is where Carly takes her anger out, mainly on me. Are you ready? Yeah. Nice, let's go. 1, 2, 1, come on. Good work, come on. Nice. That's 8. That's 8! How are you so bad at counting?
A lot of manual handling. We've got 3 months to the wedding and nothing's going to stop me from marrying Nelly, but it's just the fact that I won't be walking down the aisle, which trying to accept that's a big challenge for me.
Carly still has no movement from the chest down, and they hope these exercises will help build her strength.
Because Carly's not used to standing, her actual heart rate goes up really high, so she actually just has to work quite hard just to stand, so.
How does that feel? Weird.
And it just keeps your body in good alignment, doesn't it?
Definitely. I normally can stay up quite a long time, but...
I think the longest Carly stood is for about 1 hour and 45 minutes, so she does pretty well.
Quite boring. Yeah. I feel a bit dizzy, sorry.
I feel dizzy.
Sweet. I feel a bit dizzy.
This looks really romantic, but Carly just likes resting her head.
I feel really dizzy.
As the wedding gets closer, Carly has been writing a diary.
People always say time is a healer, and I guess I'm still healing. As days tick by, the thought that is permanently in my mind is my beautiful wedding. It's hard not to get excited, but at the same time, the stale taste of being in a wheelchair is permanently crushing me, to a point that I can't see anything past the metal frame that surrounds me. My family and friends can tell me until they are blue in the face that I'm still the same girl. But there's just something about me now which I can't love. At my weakest, Nelly is able to give me strength to carry on, put my mind at rest, and help me get to my little victories.
Come on. A lot has changed. Obviously, we used to walk the dogs and stuff, do stuff like this quite a lot. But I mean, that's different now, just because Carly she doesn't really like people seeing her out and about. She doesn't like people seeing what she looks like now. I think you can tell from her blogs that she's quite a deep thinker, and that's her way of, I think, dealing with things. And my way of dealing with things is, like a lot of men, just bottle it up, crack on, and do something else. I think that's there's not probably a good way of dealing with it, but that's my way and it works, so, yeah.
I've just brought a few sim specs with me just so you can get an appreciation of what Nick can and can't see.
Sophie also has to get used to how much life has changed for Nick. Today, specialist trainers are giving her an insight into the challenges he faces.
Sophie, how much can you see in them glasses?
Not a lot. I really can't see anything.
Okay, brilliant.
I can't see any outlines of people or anything.
Okay. Just find the door lip with your foot. There is a door jar, so there's a bit of a lip.
Okay.
Okay, and step down. Okay.
So she's really, really gripping on tight to Helen.
Is she?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm very slow, very tentative about it.
I can feel your tension at the moment. It sometimes helps to walk a little bit faster because then that helps you sort of walk into it.
Okay.
No, but she keeps moaning at me because I don't make enough cup of tea. And I go, right, it's quite hard, so... So I was going to say, if we get the glasses, she can make a cup of tea with her mum.
Yeah, she can. She can do all of that.
Yeah.
It's all about the trust. So Nick has to put a lot of trust into you, and it's just...
You don't realise how much trust he's putting into me until you're putting it into someone else.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the houses or the drives or anything. It wasn't nice.
It affects her, but yeah, I do try and stay strong to keep her feeling good as well.
It's just experiencing what you experience every day.
Yeah, I know.
And it's not nice.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm quite used to it.
I know you're used to it, but it's just not fair, is it?
Yeah. She's dealing with a lot, and I have to, you know, help her out. She helps me out. So, you know, it's still a normal relationship where you do help each other out. Obviously, we've just got a bit more on our plate nowadays. You're going to make the tea from now on then?
Yeah, you were saying about the tea thing.
In Cornwall, it's a big day for Carly. The first fitting of her wedding dress, an anxious time for any bride.
I haven't seen it for, I don't know.
Is it January?
January, yeah.
Because I know you've seen pictures of it online, haven't you?
Yeah.
You kept looking at it so that you remember what it looked like. Yeah. I was just like stunned with. You look like a mermaid sitting on a rock.
Oh, right. It's nice. And she looks amazing. And today's been like a big build-up, and I'm just so glad she looks amazing. And
we know what Carly's been through to get to this point, because it's not ideally what any bride would want to go down the aisle in a wheelchair. And we know that Carly's been apprehensive. She's been worried that she's going to look fat and ugly, but she looks beautiful. And it shows your shoulders that you're a little bit worried about showing.
it's nice. Didn't really know what I was going to look like, whereas now I'm happy. I can go home being like, okay, that's done.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, isn't it strange how life can be changed?
It's just 3 months until Nick and Sophie get married. Time to choose the all-important wedding outfits.
We've got the trousers and the shirt in there.
Okay.
Let's start with the...
All right, then. Who's taking me? You take me. So today we're going to try and choose our suits, what colours, waistcoat, jackets, if I want towels or lounge suits.
This looks nice. Turn this way. It's nice.
Decent.
Looks smart.
Does it look blue then? Yeah, it's an odd thing to do, I guess.
And how do you want to look on the day?
Fabulous.
Before, you might have begrudgingly given me a kiss in public type thing. Whereas now, you have to physically feel me for sometimes, you know, to know that I'm there.
Mm.
You know, so you're probably more affectionate.
In a way, I guess,
In a
yeah,
way.
because I'm trying to, just be with you, I guess. And...
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love being affectionate and, you know, just holding on to me.
Yeah. What were you? Just disappeared.
Not now, Sophie.
Has your physical relationship changed?
No, I wouldn't say it's changed at all, really. I mean, it's all pretty similar. Obviously, I'm not throwing her on the bed nowadays because I might crack a skull open. I don't know where we are all the time. But now, obviously, I will use my sense of touch a lot more.
It's got to be strapless, preferably a sweetheart neckline, and then a quite big A-line.
When I first went blind, we sat there and I said, you know, I'm not going to be able to see your face again, and it's horrible. And it kind of did upset me because, you know, you're never going to see her again. But then I guess in her point of view, it's a good thing because I always see her as a a young 25-year-old even when she's 80.
It's strapless. It's strapless, yeah. That's a bow.
What's this?
It's a bow. There's a bow here and it's got 2 long bits coming off it.
Oh, okay.
Feel the bow. You feel those diamond bundles?
Yeah.
Can you feel like the ruching on the...
I don't understand what ruching is, though.
It's gathered fabric.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you get here and there's a gathered belt which goes into a bow.
Right.
And then there's a scap.
Let me stand next to you.
Yeah.
That's not too far out, is it?
No.
No, that's quite good. Nearly taller than me, though. I don't like that.
So you can put some heels on you. Put some wedges in your shoes.
Yeah, okay. If you like it, I like it. Yeah? Okay. Good.
Sit back down. What table? Sit. Go around the table. Sit.
Let's not hit that.
Tide is going out. Do you reckon?
No, I reckon it's still going in.
In Cornwall, it's also 3 months until Carly and Nelly get married. Nelly proposed to her 2 years after an accident left her paralyzed.
When I first had my accident, I didn't want him to touch me, didn't want him to cuddle me, didn't want him to kiss me, because I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel him touching me. And I was just like, get off. And now, my favourite thing is comfort around my neck, because I can feel it. Nelly accepts me in my wheelchair. He always has done, whereas I've just found it a big issue. I'm not what I used to be like. And in a small village, it's harder because everyone knows you, and I just rather just blend in.
In the 3.5 years since the accident,
Yeah.
how many times have you been out in the village, roughly, in the wheelchair?
3 times. So not a lot.
The couple will be getting married in their local village church. It's just 5 minutes from their house, but will be a momentous journey for Carly.
Yeah, so I presume Carly will be coming down here. And obviously, it's quite small, so it's going to be quite nice and intimate. I think we've got about just over 100 guests, so we'll all sort of cram into here, and then I suppose this is where most of the action happens. Carly's dreamt about it all her life, I think. And her dream was obviously walking down the aisle, so it's going to be quite intense.
It's going to be different on the day of my wedding because I want to go down the road in my wheelchair. And it's going to be hard, but I'm just not really going to care because I'm actually going to the church to get married. I think that's what I'm going to be focusing on.
Today, Nick's having a day off from the wedding planning, playing golf with his dad.
3.5 foot. Middle of the club. Lipped out. Oh. Come on, you got hold of these. No, you're pulling it. Oh. Come on.
Today, we're playing in the English and Wales Blind Golf Society Day.
He was quite a good player before he went blind, and he played at a fair standard.
Well done. Got there eventually.
But obviously it's starting all over again. I mean, it's a whole new ball game without your sight.
It is important to do stuff separate from Soph, because I spend all the time with her.
Shot, Paula.
Don't beat me by 2, Nelly, all right?
Be gentle with him, Paula.
It is more difficult, obviously, because you can't see where the ball is. Obviously, I've got to rely on my dad as the guide.
95 yards. Dead straight. Bunker on the right. It's just going in the trees on the right. Unlucky.
Left. Yeah.
You can only get better. Can't get worse. With Nick being the eldest, he's probably the calmest and the most sensible. He's always done things the right way. He went through school really well. We had no problems with him whatsoever. Up to the ball.
You've got to guide me to the ball. I was standing here waiting for you.
I still find it very hard to accept, but then
You've got to face reality, I suppose, and carry on and live life as normal as possible. Nice and easy. Well done. Yeah, no, definitely it's brought us together because we do a lot more, probably more than we ever would have done if he'd still had his sight. Good lad. I mean, he's doing everything. There's nothing he can't do and he won't do. Well done.
Well done for lining me up.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
So you want to take your skirt, don't you?
Long skirt.
Yeah, long skirt.
Long skirt. You got your black top.
How about my navy?
It's now a month until Carly's wedding, and she's getting ready for the hen do.
How about your high heels?
I haven't got any high heels as well.
This one? No. Big weekend for Carly. It's going to be a hen party. Going to somewhere totally unknown to her. Nelly's not going. He's going to help take Carly there, drive Carly there. But it's the first time that she's been away without Nelly, away from the actual home.
I am apprehensive, only because he does everything. I probably could be less reliant on him. And Nelly's good at what he does and everything, and it really helps, but just sometimes it's just nice to go, come on, let's just get in the car and I'll go for a coffee.
When the day falls to the light, at the end
Oh, there's brakes on too. What's the Umbry thing? Are you getting this on camera? Oh! She's mine now.
And I chant to the black, you are my lady divine.
Oh my god! Did you guys do this? Bride to be strong. Oh yeah, sorry guys. She's doing really well. I think it's nice to see her over there with her friends, and yeah, it's nice. She's happy.
Okay, we are gathered here today for Nick's stag weekend. So we're on our way to Benidorm.
Nick's not letting his blindness get in the way of a proper stag do.
What's going on? Is this the right place?
I'm Nick's best man. I've known Nick since we're about 2 years old. But I remember the first time he told me, and I was in a taxi on the way to work, and I just couldn't cope that day. I just had to kind of walk away. But knowing that it was him and knowing how strong he was, I knew that, fair enough, it was terrible news, but I knew he was going to get through it.
I'll have Hendrix, please, with a cucumber.
He's just put orange hairspray in your dad's head. And there's 35 of us. It's going to be absolutely mental stag do. It was really hard to organise anything. We're going to be embarrassing Nick as much as we can because it seems impossible to do that now. He literally wouldn't care if he was walking around naked. It wouldn't faze him whatsoever.
Oh my god. Nick, I genuinely wish you could see this. Dancing in a bikini. One redhead, one blonde. They fit? Yeah, they're unbelievable. Oh my god.
Whenever Nick gets away with something because of his disability, we say he's playing his blind card, and it's a bit of a running joke. So what I've done is I've gone and printed loads of individual blind cards for everyone here. If you make a mistake, you get a chance to play your blind card. Yeah. There are, of course, exceptions. People which will not be receiving a blind card because they're already blind.
I try and sort of put myself in his head sometimes, and sometimes I shut my eyes and think, you know, but then I know I can open them again. I don't know where he gets the strength from. I mean, I certainly wouldn't have coped with it the way he's coped with it, and some people don't, but he's amazing.
In Cornwall, Nelly and Carly's long-awaited wedding day has finally arrived.
Need Bob Marley on.
If I gave you my love,
Yes, sun's come out, as ordered.
I tell you what I do. I expect a whole lot of love out of you.
It's a big thing, isn't it? You know, a few years ago, we never thought she would ever think about being married or anything, so it just shows you how far she's come on, really. She's come on in leaps and bounds. She might not think so, but, yeah, we can see it.
No, I think it's this way. We shall find out. No.
And in Cambridgeshire, Nick's getting ready for his big day.
Yeah. Listen.
Have you got nervous at all before the day, or...?
Not really. Last night I was a bit excited, just rolling around in bed. I think just excitement. Probably a bit nervous, but I don't feel it.
Dapper, mate.
I haven't got anything on yet.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you so much. Not long now. No. Literally, what, hour and a half?
Hour. Keep going to look at my watch. It's not my watch.
It's 10 to 1. Oh my gosh.
Excited. You'll be running down that aisle, aren't you?
And the way you squeeze me.
On the aisle, shall we?
Yeah, it's simply beautiful.
So I'm going to position you in front of the right-hand bench.
Yeah.
But when you turn around, I'm to your left, slightly in front of you. Well, because we're going to turn around to see her walk down the aisle.
Oh, right, yeah, we can do.
Well, we have to.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, at some points I turn around to her and you just still stand there, kind of thing.
Yep. So. Well, yeah, I'll stand facing the other way and I'll just whisper into your ear what she looks like. Yeah. There you go.
Don't put your eyes down. You're not
You all right?
to blame.
You ready, Carl?
I know there are stories you can't explain. But if I should find you black and blue and aching from crying, I'll wait with you.
3 years ago, I became paralysed from a fall. For a long time, I've been stuck in a rut, and there hasn't been a day that has gone by without seeking and searching endlessly for someone to help me step out of this darkness I found myself in. All of this time, I've desperately needed that miracle person. But it's only just crossed my mind that the person I've been looking for could be me.
Try, you'll never know.
You have all lived through the very bleakest times, and it's testimony to not only your deep love for each other, but your dogged determination as well, that we are here. And the blessing of God.
They said that Carly wouldn't move from the neck down, and now she sits up, she breathes on her own, which is more than a lot of spinal injury patients do. Every bad thing that's happened in my life, I've always turned it into something good.
Will you love her, comfort her?
Lost my dad when I was young.
Protect her.
I think I was about 7 or 8.
You both shall live.
I will. We lived in South Africa when I grew up, and it was pretty tough times with crime and stuff. And unfortunately, Dad was murdered on our farm when I was younger.
We pray with them.
Things get chucked into perspective. The fact that Carly's accident, when it happened, I didn't lose her, is such a massive bonus. I can just see that no matter what state she was in, it's better than losing her.
Now, with bated breath, I say, we have some rings.
All right, Carly's mobility's changed, but that doesn't change the way Carly is at all. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that she's a stronger, better person now than she was.
I think this is it. This is it, isn't it? Yeah, on then. forward.
Step down and shuffle, shuffle, there. Turn around and look amazed. The bridesmaids look good. And here, oh my God, Sophie hair. Sophie looks amazing. Her hair's gone like a lighter tone. It looks, honestly breathtaking. Absolutely amazing. Dress is gorgeous, really, really long. Really,
I've felt it.
Yeah.
Very sexy.
You all right?
Nicholas Michael, will you take Sophie Lorraine to be your wife? Will you love her, comfort her, honour and protect her, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
I will.
The worst moments didn't come straight away. It was quite a few months down the line. We had a friend whose wife was on the ward with Nick and she had cancer. And it was only when that she died, that was when everything just sort of came to light. You know, what we'd been through was actually really, really bad.
Sounds a bit snotty, isn't it?
And then, but at the same time, it made me feel really incredibly lucky.
You're right.
Yeah. Good. Because I was thinking, well, actually, you know, all what he has been through is, you know, amazing because he's alive.
Go on then. You tell him. You tell him. Yeah.
You may kiss the bride.
Sophie's been amazing. I mean, she's 24 hours really with him and looks after him. And I mean, they were together, nearly 6 years when he became ill. You know, she could quite easily have walked away and not had that kind of life, but she decided to stick with him. And yeah, I'm sure they'll make a lovely couple.
Okay, this is the tough bit. I think we can all agree that Carly has been through an extremely tough few years since her accident. However, the way she's handled herself throughout her recovery has been incredible. Carly has shown to me that what life throws at her, she will handle it with grace and determination, and I will be with you every step of the way. Carly, I love you so much. 2 seconds. And in so many ways, and for so many reasons, you know me, understand me like no one else ever could. You make me laugh so hard and smile so often. You have a way of bringing out the very best in me, but mostly because you're my best friend and my soulmate. I love you with all my heart. Thank you for marrying me. Two seconds.
Have a drink, Nelly.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash a Jaeger. 2 seconds. Yeah, that's got it. Thank you for marrying me and making me the happiest man alive. Thank you for loving me as much as I love you. I know this is the start of a lifetime of happiness together. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you could all be upstanding for a toast to my beautiful wife, to Carly. Thank you.
Standing at the end of the aisle today, it was a bit emotional, held it together, but you know, in my mind she looked beautiful, and everyone keeps telling me she was beautiful, but was she? Yes! Good, that's what I thought. Yeah, we're with each other all the time, and she's my rock. Like, I need her for everything, and I need everyone, like all my family now, and everyone, all my mates. it's hard because I rely on you a hell of a lot more than I did beforehand. You know, I do rely on you, and we have become closer, all of us, to be fair. And yeah, you've been there for me, haven't you?
Every week, all across Britain, thousands of happy couples tie the knot.
I can't believe it's actually happening. It's just so unreal.
The rings!
But for some brides and grooms, getting married isn't just a memorable day.
You may kiss your bride.
It's a huge achievement.
I had to deal with cancer and then going blind overnight, which was, yeah, quite intense.
These extraordinary couples
She's the girl of my dreams. I'm really excited about being a husband.
refuse to let adversity stand in their way.
I want to do it while I've got hair.
The changes that have happened to Will have only made me love him more.
So we've been through the sickness and health, haven't we?
Yeah, we've done one vow.
Yeah, we've done one vow.
As they go to superhuman lengths to make it down the aisle.
Let's walk the aisle, shall we?
No, let's go to the pub.
On the happiest day of their lives.
Do you think now we're making the invites, do you think it seems a bit more real?
Yeah. Definitely.
33-year-old sports journalist Will and 25-year-old teacher Amy are putting the finishing touches on the invitations to their wedding.
Do you have, like, in your mind, like a tick list of things leading up to the wedding where like, each sort of significant milestone feels like a step closer to it?
Yeah, this is definitely a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we want our wedding to be homemade.
Yeah, more personal.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Everything we're doing traditional, but with a slight twist. Whose idea was this?
I think it was the bride's. Amy has taken over or taken the lead a bit more on the wedding because I don't want to write myself off and say I'm useless, but I'm not as useful as I could or should be.
The couple met 4 years ago on the most romantic day of the year.
We met in Dublin on Valentine's Day, and I think it definitely was love at first sight.
There was this complete fate and luck that we stumbled across each other.
And I remember so clearly the next day, my friend who I was with was like, I think you're going to marry him. And I was like, no. And in my head I was thinking, yeah, I think so.
Nearly 200 miles away in Scunthorpe, another couple are looking forward to tying the knot.
A good one of you. Yeah, good on photos, you.
52-year-old police detective Ian met his fiancée Karen at work.
It's a little bit dark, that one, but do you remember this one?
Yeah.
First thing I noticed with Karen was her eyes. She's got amazing eyes, really blue and sparkly. And, wow, gorgeous girl as well.
Oh.
So, yeah, fell in love with you.
Oh.
They had been together 4 years when last spring their lives took a dramatic turn.
Karen was going out for a meal with her colleagues and friends. She drove off in a car to give me a kiss and said, I love you. No reason at all to believe that anything was going to go drastically wrong that day.
Karen's dashboard camera caught the moment that her life changed forever. Despite hitting the bollard, Karen continues on her way to pick up her work colleague, Nigel.
Time had come and gone, and it wasn't like Karen to be late. If there's one thing Karen was, she was always very punctual and she was always on time. Eventually, I heard a car coming and I saw it was Karen. I noticed she'd stalled the car. And she was just sort of looking at me. And I thought, you need to come to the end of my driveway at least. She drove to the end of the driveway, which is, I don't know, probably about 20 yards, and stalled it again. I got in the car and I says, you all right? We need to get off. And she just looked at me, sighed, and sort of smiled.
What are we doing?
Thought, I'll just move the car for her. As I went round and opened the car door, she didn't move.
You get out.
So I took her seatbelt off, and it was at that point when I picked her up, she was just like a dead weight.
Nigel rushed her to hospital. At the age of 46, Karen had suffered a stroke.
I remember being in the emergency room where Karen was on this stretcher bed. She just looked so helpless, just lying there. It broke my heart to see her like that. I knew the stroke was serious. So yeah, I was feeling pretty fearful for the future, and for mine and Karen's future together. Thought I might lose her. And that was difficult for me to comprehend. I just found you.
Oh,
Didn't want to lose you so soon.
I didn't know that.
You know now.
Oh.
Want a cup of tea, Karen?
Yeah.
1 year on, Karen is one of the 1.2 million stroke survivors in the UK. With Ian's help, she has made a good recovery, but it's left her with a speech disorder called aphasia.
There we go.
Yeah, cute.
It affects 1 in 3 stroke survivors, and sufferers often struggle to find the right words and construct sentences.
What do you want to do today, then?
I'm gonna talk to...
Charlie?
Yeah.
You want to take him to the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For Karen, she knows what she wants to say, but can't always verbalise it.
And what's that like for you, Karen, when the wrong words do come out?
I don't know.
Is it frustrating for you?
Yeah. Frustrating.
You're perfectly compass mentis, aren't you? And you know exactly what's going on. You understand everything. It's just getting the words out, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Finding the right words is hard for Karen, but on the 5th of December 2015, it was Ian who found himself needing to say exactly the right thing.
I proposed to Karen on her birthday last year, which was obviously after a stroke. Just thought, life's too short. I love Karen and I want to spend the rest of my life with her. So thought, let's get married. The expression on her face, I could see she was elated. I think she did say yes or something like that. It was about one of the strongest words she says. Some people would probably run a mile from Karen's condition. I'd never do that.
Time to someone else.
You thought I'd find somebody else?
Yeah.
Didn't want anybody else.
Oh, really?
Really, don't want anybody else.
Cheltenham lovebirds Will and Amy had only been together 12 months when their relationship was also put to the test.
You can't predict that one thing is gonna completely change the course of your life. That was just a normal day.
On Saturday, the 2nd of March 2013, Will was found unconscious on a street in Cheltenham. He'd suffered a bleed on the brain.
The only medical explanation they've given me or my family was that I was born with a birthmark on the brain. And throughout all of my life, it was like a ticking time bomb. It was going to go off at some point, and for some reason, just on that day, it just happened to go off.
Will was rushed to hospital, and although around half of cases such as his are fatal, emergency surgery saved his life.
We were basically told the 3 outcomes were Will was going to die, Will was never going to leave hospital, or Will was going to be so disabled that his life quality was not really worth it.
Thankfully, Will survived, and was put in an induced coma to reduce the swelling on his brain. Doctors warned Amy that the outcome was unpredictable, and she feared Will's memory may have been affected.
Is there a chance that Will's going to wake up and not remember me? Because I'd only known him for a year, so if he loses a year, I'm gone.
But when Will woke up, his first communication was to write, "Will Wood loves Amy Perry."
Phew! He remembers me, and he remembers he loves me. So I was like, oh, we're going to be fine.
Although Will remembered he loved Amy, as he got back on his feet over the next 6 months, it became apparent he was having trouble forming new memories.
1 cup of oats.
Now 3 years on, Will's short-term memory is a constant challenge for the couple.
Do you have Nutella in porridge?
You can have Nutella in porridge. There is some Nutella at the back of the fridge.
Is there?
Yeah.
Don't tease me, woman. My memory is annoying because my memory has kind of struggled with everything ever since the date of my bleed. So I can remember so much, as Amy would say, useless sporting trivia from the 90s. I can remember who won the 1994 World Cup, but I struggle to take on board new information. When I wake up in the morning, I can remember the biggest, most important things: who Amy is, that I've had a brain injury, what I do for a living. But I struggle to remember the evening before or the day before, for example. There was one time where I couldn't remember if I'd cleaned my teeth that day or not, so I just went back and did it just in case. And then I couldn't remember if I'd done it the second time. So every time I did it, felt like it was the first time. And Amy tells me I ended up brushing my teeth 8 times in a day, which, trying to look at the positives of it, meant that my teeth would have been very clean.
Forgetting that he's already brushed his teeth may make for a sparkling smile, but there's one special moment the couple are keen Will doesn't forget.
You remember, Will?
I remember it was on a beach.
So it was just, we walked down the zigzag path.
Yeah. It doesn't have like a concrete image in my head that I can grab or pull. I know it's happened and I've been told a lot about it, and we've even got a photo, haven't we? Of that, we got a frame with canvas of the proposal. That's proof. It's there and it's happened.
It did happen. Knew what my answer was going to be straight away. I knew that I loved Will. I knew that we were strong enough to get through anything, because we already had. So no, there's no question. There's no doubt. Yes.
It says I love Amy.
With Will's memory of the proposal a little hazy, the couple's big challenge now is to find ways to help him remember the most important day of his life.
I think it's going to be difficult to remember much of my wedding day. I think I'll wake up the next day, and what will be helpful is having an external aid like a wedding ring and looking down at my wedding ring or looking down my wedding finger and seeing it on there and thinking, oh, I am married. So what are your hopes for our wedding day?
I just really want you to remember saying I do.
In Scunthorpe, Ian and Karen are at a local wedding fair, planning their dream wedding, which is just 6 months away.
But in the wedding planning, Karen does have very strong opinions.
See how you feel with that one?
We do communicate on a level, don't we? And if it takes a few goes, I understand what you're saying in the end.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, what do you reckon?
Pardon?
What do you reckon?
What do I reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
If Karen can't communicate exactly what she's just trying to tell me, I'll say, can you do an action? A bit like charades, isn't it, really? Gives a clue.
Action. Drive all the day.
You're crazy, you are. Oh, that's a good way of dealing with it, I think, with humour. So, you know, we have a bit of a laugh sometimes, don't we, about it? When they're pulling your leg.
For someone who struggles with words, one part of the ceremony is going to be especially challenging.
Do you think you'll be able to say your vows all right on the day?
too.
We'll go through them, see if you can remember how to say them, what they are, yeah?
The couple use custom-made wedding cards to help Karen practice the words she'll be using in the build-up to the big day.
What, them on the end? Right, who's that?
Best man.
Yep, best man, good.
Yeah.
What's that?
2K.
Say it again.
2K.
Say B.
Bouquet.
Bouquet, good. So you are the... B.
Bridesmaid.
Not maid. They're the bridesmaids, so you are the...
Groom.
No. You'll be the
Bride.
Good. How many times have you done these?
Hundreds.
Yeah, so you know them now, by now, don't you? It'd mean the world to me if Karen could say her own wedding vows on the day. We'll probably keep the vows fairly simple.
Yeah.
Which you'd be happy with, wouldn't you? 'Cause,
Yeah.
We looked at those earlier, didn't we? Those examples, and
Yeah.
she picked out the one that she wanted, which was the shortest one, I think. But means you don't have to speak too much, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about being my wife?
Freaking alright.
Alright. That good?
Yeah.
In Cheltenham, groom-to-be Will has recently returned to work as a sports journalist.
£3.
Today, he's covering a rugby match.
No, I need to get your coat.
Where's my coat? In the spare room.
But to remember the details, he relies on notes he wrote to himself the night before.
Matson versus Whitehall. I'm covering maybe getting the trophy for the title, 550 words for match report, plus quotes piece. See you later. Love you. It's a short walk from our flat to the train station, then train from Cheltenham over to Gloucester, and then walking from Gloucester train station to Matson Rugby Club.
Travelling is hard for Will because even a journey he's done before feels like he's doing it for the first time.
Is this one definitely for Gloucester?
Gloucester train, yeah. Gloucester, yes. Gloucester.
This makes Will an anxious traveller, and he constantly checks his location on his phone.
The main problem is getting lost. So Will often gets lost.
I'm trying to walk as quickly as possible. Because I thought it was that way, but I must be getting mixed up with another rugby club, because the map is saying it's that way. I started the walk, and then just kept looking at my phone, and I just realised I was not going to make it in time for kick-off, so I thought, just get a taxi. I feel a lot better, a lot more calmer, a lot more reassured. Are you all right? Yeah, just give me a quick call to say I got to the ground all right. Well, what's incredible is that I can remember my shorthand. And even though I might sometimes struggle to remember this morning or yesterday, for example, I can still remember my shorthand absolutely perfectly, which I just find really bizarre. And it just shows you how the part of my brain that's damaged obviously doesn't control the part that remembers my shorthand. It tends to be anything that's after my injury I struggle to remember, so it's any new information.
While Will is at work, Amy works on an ingenious idea to help Will remember their wedding day.
This is a very special collection of flowers because these are hopefully going to make my bouquet on the day. And also, because Will's seen them and Will knows exactly what these are, that will help him remember things on the day. So it should act like a bit of a trigger. It should help Will remember the wedding day.
So promotion to next year, do you think you're ready to take on next year's division?
Yeah, we come down the year before with 56 points.
The match just finished and I just did my player interview, and so I'm just going to head back to the train station and then get the train back.
After the game, he probably would be able to say the final score, but couldn't give me that much detail, really.
So yeah, 56-20 it was in the end.
So he gets back from the game, writes everything down as quick as possible, and then he sends it off, and then we can sort of both relax and get on with the Saturday.
Back in Scunthorpe, bride-to-be Karen is assembling her A-team and has recruited Ian's daughter Whitney and her niece Alicia to be her bridesmaids.
Have you thought of how you'd like your hair yet? Got any ideas? Curly? Up? Curly and up, yeah?
We're Karen's voice, really,
Yeah.
in this wedding process, because although she can't describe to us, we can ask her questions and we know what she was like before.
I think it's just like the dress, so me and Alicia will help you out with that, and I think you'll know when you see it. You'll know.
Yeah, definitely.
If we've got to do her proud, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
For this wedding.
I think we will.
Yes, I think we will.
With only 4 months to the wedding, the girls are having a day out in Leeds to search for Karen's wedding dress.
You like that colour?
Alright, ladies. So, who's getting married? Karen?
Yeah.
Excited?
Yeah.
Tell me all about it. Tell me about the wedding. What's it going to be like?
I don't know.
We're going to go to a registry office, aren't we?
Right.
But you are having a nice car, things like that, so she
So
wants...
quite formal. It's going to be
Yeah.
a formal type
Exactly.
wedding.
Yeah.
Let me pull a rail together for you, and then you can just have loads of fun trying on and seeing what you look like in different things. That one's a pretty one. I love the colour of that one. And then this one, this is the 15-way one, you know, with the multi-straps that you can tie lots of different ways. And then this one, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, with a little bit of bling. It's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Do you like that one, Karen?
Yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, you saw that outside, didn't you?
Yeah, I like that one.
Ooh. Oh, I like that. What do you think? What do you think, Karen? What don't you like about it? What is it that you don't like about it then? It's what?
You don't like anything about it? No.
It's your wedding day and it's got to be really, really special to you. You've got to try the dress on and say, oh, God, I love it, I love it, I love it.
Yeah.
So to say you don't like it, immediately I would just dismiss it. I'll just take it off and forget about it. Honestly.
With no luck on the high street, Karen is running out of time to find her dream dress. Meanwhile, in Cheltenham, Will's wedding is fast approaching. It's exactly 3 years since his brain injury, and to mark the day, he's written a letter entitled, Dear Traumatic Brain Injury.
I do not know where you came from or why, but I never want to see or hear from you ever again. You nearly beat me, but I'm still here. You have taken the last 3 years from me, but I'm still fighting you and standing tall. But it's too easy to be angry at your brain injury. So instead, I would like to thank you for delivering accomplishment and achievement, for delivering strength and courage, but mostly for delivering Amy. For as long as she's in my life, you'll never defeat me.
I feel so lucky that the changes that have happened to Will have only made me love him more. Who he's become because of his brain injury, I like even more, I love even more. Would I say that I would maybe want to go back before his brain injury? I don't know, because I think actually it has made him the man who he is today, which is a really lovely, brave man.
In Scunthorpe, as the wedding gets closer, Ian and Karen practice her vows at every opportunity.
Hi.
And say your name.
Hi. Karen Johnson, take the
My name.
Whitney Hudson.
Not Whitney, am I?
But she is continually confusing Ian's name with his daughter's, Whitney.
Don't think you meant Whitney, did you?
No.
You say my name there.
Whitney.
Ian.
Ian. Whitney.
Ian Horton.
Ian Horton.
Yeah.
And with the wedding getting closer, the pressure is on for Karen.
Definitely. You got most of the words right, didn't you? But you're going to have to practice this more, aren't you? To get it on the day. 'Cause you can't marry Whitney.
In Cheltenham, it's 3 months until Amy marries her fiancé, Will, and they're doing all they can to help train Will's brain to remember the big day.
So I think if we do the test, the shopping test today.
Okay. Where you have to remember the first letter of each item and spell a word out.
Yeah, so you're going to have to remember 5 things.
Okay, I mean, normally it's only 3 I can remember, so 5 is a big,
I think
big
5
test.
is too much.
I'll give it a go. Like I say,
Maybe 4?
The strategy of spelling out the word might help with it.
Okay. Toothbrush. Bananas, apples, bran flakes.
T-B-A-B. T-bab.
How do you think you're going to do?
I'm quietly confident about remembering these things.
I think it's important to do these tests to measure progress. I think there's a really clear way for Will to know, oh, before I could only do 1, then I moved to 2, then I moved to 3, and also we feel like he's practicing, so he's always using his brain.
Apples, bananas, bran flakes. There we go. So that's apples, bananas, bran flakes. Toothbrush. So it was toothbrush, apple, bananas, and the 4th item was another B. Oh, T-bab. Toothbrush, apple, banana, breakfast. It was breakfast related. Banana, apple. Oh, this is driving me nuts.
Am I allowed to help? Your breakfast, that's right.
Bran flakes!
I'm so proud of him. He's done really, really well. I wasn't expecting, I thought he was very confident, and I thought, I don't think he'll get all of it, but he did really well. Definitely shows progress.
Apples and bananas in a fruit bowl?
The end goal is that he will remember the wedding, so anything that we can do to make it more possible, we'll do.
Since suffering a stroke last year, Karen has recovered well, and she's looking forward to marrying Ian in just 3 months' time.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
Oh, yeah.
All good?
Good.
Yeah, all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today, Karen is having a break from wedding planning as she heads out with Ingrid from the local stroke association.
It's really nice to see now that she's getting that independence back and she's able to do these things, you know, get on the bus herself. To any of us, it's just, you know, you don't think about it. But to Karen, it is a big challenge.
How are the wedding vows coming along?
Terrible.
Oh no, you have to practice, you've got to do your homework.
Although today isn't about practicing her vows, it is a chance to practice her speech.
So are you going to ask for the coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. And what will you ask for?
One cup latte coffee.
Yeah.
And 1 cup of tea.
Very
Yeah.
good. So we'll practice again when we get a bit closer?
Yes.
So we don't forget?
Yeah.
Oh, ladies, how can I help you today?
Yeah.
Karen?
Can I have a latte?
Yeah, of course. Is it regular or large?
Really good there.
Yeah. Yeah, and how about you?
Cup tea.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
In Cheltenham, Amy and her dad are practicing a song they've written especially for the wedding.
Is it that? You'll come and join, you'll come and join me away. I'll swim through the crashing waves.
With the big day getting nearer, it's also a chance to get some extra help with the wedding plans from Mum.
It's hard planning a wedding for someone who doesn't remember what we've planned already.
We've got the church, we've got the reception, we've got the band in the evening.
We also need to work out where Will is going to stay the night before.
Yes.
Because when he wakes up in the morning, he needs to remember it's his wedding day.
It's difficult to plan a wedding because I struggle to remember what we want to do. There's a million tiny details that go into a wedding: invitations, bands, flowers, dresses, suits, and then it's remembering conversations that me and Amy have discussed and had ourselves at home, or that I remember that I like something, for example. Yeah, first fish ever is tilapia.
Finding a suit for his wedding day could throw up a few more challenges, but Will's best man, Nick, is on hand to help.
We're looking for wedding suits.
Okay. Is it just for yourself, or is it?
Just two.
Yeah.
And then anyone else?
I can't remember how many you have in them.
You got ushers? Your dad? Brother?
Don't think I've got ushers.
You can see yourself standing at the top there, in that.
So practice? Yeah. That looks like an altar. Look nervous.
Hey, I'll be Amy.
I'm not marrying you. You're not going to kiss. And it's nice to kind of, every time I looked in the mirror, just thinking, oh, this might be the suit I get married in, which is really exciting. I guess what I'm most excited about the wedding and getting married is, as long as she shows up on the day, that's the most important thing. I always feel like I've kind of been a bit of a burden to her with my whole brain injury. You do often kind of think, well, why would she show up on the day? You know, after everything I've put her through.
Nice. It's better than I'd remember it.
I know.
While Will searches for his suit, in Scunthorpe, Karen has had success finding her all-important wedding dress.
So where did you buy this from?
From the internet.
And did you do this yourself, or did you have help from someone?
No.
By yourself?
Yeah.
And you're okay putting the numbers in?
Yeah.
Is that a big step for you?
Yeah.
And what does it give you?
Dunno. To remind me that I can do it. Yeah.
How does it feel now you've actually got your wedding dress?
Amazing. Yeah.
Have you shown this to Ian?
No.
So is this going to be kept a secret?
Yeah.
The huge achievement of buying her own dress has given Karen newfound confidence for the big day.
I can't wait.
What does Ian mean to you?
Love and life. Yeah. Love and life.
Cheese!
Will's gone from wedding suits to wetsuits on an action-packed stag do in Brighton.
That's it, nice one. Okay, let your feet come up.
A lot of stags who haven't gone through Will's gone through won't remember their stag do's anyway for different reasons.
While not remembering their own stag might be common for most grooms, Will's hoping he remembers the big day when he marries Amy in just a few days' time. Scunthorpe bride Karen isn't having a hen do, but she is having a hairdo. She's visiting Alicia, who's not only her niece and bridesmaid, but also her hairstylist.
Today, Karen's coming over and we're going to do a practice for her hair for a wedding. Hiya. Would you like a cup of tea? So, have you got any ideas of how you'd like your hair?
Yeah.
To the side now?
Yeah.
Right, we'll try that today then. Yeah. Since the proposal, she has changed so much. She's so happy. She's getting a bubbly personality back. She's looking forward to the future.
What's been the most important thing for you through this last year?
for him to propose. Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Great.
What are you most looking forward to about being Ian's wife?
Be able to tell him what to do. Yeah.
Is that okay? Do you like that? What do you think?
Oh, wow.
Hair done, there's time for a quick practice of her vows.
Right.
I, Karen Johnson, take thee, Whitney.
No. I think we're just going to have to work on the name.
Yeah.
Because you've said Whitney a couple of times.
What?
And we need to say Ian.
Ian.
Yeah.
Ian.
I,
Karen Johnson, take the Whitney.
No.
I'll be absolutely gutted if she says Whitney, so we're going to definitely make sure she gets that right and says Ian, not Whitney.
She'll feel so good about herself if she can.
To have and to hope.
You still wanting it how we did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After months of planning, Karen's big day has finally arrived.
Have you been practicing your vows?
Yeah.
And how they're getting on?
Amazing.
They're amazing?
Yeah.
So, you're definitely going to say Ian, aren't you?
Yeah.
Go on then, do you want to give me a line?
Karen Johnson, the Whitney.
Whitney. Was it Whitney?
If you say Whitney, I might laugh. So don't take it personally if I'm laughing in the altar.
You chose me as a best man, and hopefully I will...
Not let me down.
Not let you down. They are, bud.
I'm so proud of Karen. It's going to be really nice to see her in all her finery. She's the girl of my dreams. I'm really excited about being her husband.
Oh, you look lovely. You're getting excited now?
Yeah. Excited.
I think they're going to be rushing for time, aren't they? It's almost at 2.
Would all the guests please stand?
Don't need to take your arm.
We are here today to witness the marriage of Ian and Karen as they start their new life together.
I, Ian Horton, take thee, Karen Johnson, to be my wife, and I promise to love you forevermore.
So, Karen, it's your turn.
It's time to find out if the hours of practicing her vows have paid off.
I, Karen Johnson, take thee, Ian Horton, to be my husband.
So it now gives me a great deal of pleasure to declare you are husband and wife. Ian, if you wish, you may kiss your bride.
The vows just meant a lot to me to say that to you, and
Yeah.
so pleased we got there.
Yeah.
Right. Seeing Karen so happy today, it was absolutely amazing. See her that confident and well, she was radiant really. Just took my breath away. The future feels a lot brighter now than with husband and wife. It's one of the happiest days of my life, this.
I'll just say, come on, a big round of applause for Mr. and Mrs. Alton.
I believe anything's possible now. We've achieved the wedding. We've done it how we wanted to, and it's been an amazing day. It's just inspired us both, really. She's so brave and courageous, and I admire that in her. And I love her to bits.
It's early morning in Poole, and Will and Amy will be exchanging their wedding vows in just 2 hours' time. Waking up in a hotel room on his own has put Will's memory to the test.
I did sort of wake up and think, where am I? It did take me a couple of minutes to sort of readjust or reset my mind in a way to think, oh yes, it's my wedding day kind of thing, because I'm trying to sort of take each part of the day step by step.
With the wedding starting at 11 a.m, Will's best man is on hand to keep him on schedule.
So when are we going to do the tie?
We can do it when we get there if you want.
Yeah.
You sure?
We'll do it when we get there.
Yeah. I think it's just get there.
Okay.
Bride-to-be Amy is also watching the clock with her sister and mum.
How long have we got? We've got an hour. We've done your hair, you've done your makeup. It's just the dress now, isn't it?
It's perfect, this. What do you think Will's going to think?
I think he's going to cry.
Yeah.
Will's likely to be tearful as his brain injury affects his control over his emotions, especially when it comes to Amy.
I could barely even propose, let alone stand there and just watch Amy walk down the aisle. I'm going to lose it big time.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding for the bride?
It doesn't matter where you go or what you do. I wanna spend each moment of the day with you. Oh look what has happened with just one kiss. I never knew that I could be enough of this. It's crazy but it's true. I only wanna be with you.
Really very, very warm welcome. So wonderful to be able to celebrate together with Will and with Amy. Who brings this woman to be married?
I do.
I will take you, Amy, to be my wife. For better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. And this is my solemn vow.
I, Amy, take you, Will, to be my husband, to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, till death do us do part.
According to God's holy law.
According to God's holy law.
And this is my solemn vow.
And this is my solemn vow.
I therefore proclaim that they are husband and wife.
The couple are holding the reception at the local yacht club, allowing the newlyweds to arrive in style.
Right, let's get this party started! Woo!
Will knew his emotions would be running high, so he's prepared a novel way to deliver his speech.
I had this idea of recording my wedding speech like this, because obviously, as you can tell, I get quite emotional with these things. First of all, I'd like to thank Amy for being there throughout my recovery. Amy, I love you more and more each day. And I'll keep loving you until the end of time. Right, that's it for me.
And now it's Amy's turn to speak from the heart.
Will and I are part of an exclusive group. This group is for people whose lives have changed in a single second, where one day had an effect on our lives which rippled beyond us and into our family and friends. We have lived constantly with the effects of that day, and our lives have been dictated, changed, and altered by a speck on our timeline. And that day was Valentine's Day, 2012.
Today has been perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, today has been absolutely amazing, better than I could have ever dreamed. Absolutely incredible.
I'll swim through the crashing waves. I'll take my time in the breeze.
I really hope it's going to be imprinted in my mind that everything's going to stay, but I mean, that's why we're asking so many people to film and take photos, because that way we can relive it over and over again.
Every week, all across Britain, thousands of happy couples tie the knot.
I can't believe it's actually happening. It's just so unreal.
The rings!
But for some brides and grooms, getting married isn't just a memorable day.
You may kiss your bride.
It's a huge achievement.
I had to deal with the cancer and then going blind overnight, which was, yeah, quite intense.
These extraordinary couples
You are quite simply the most amazing man I have ever laid my eyes on.
refuse to let adversity stand in their way.
I want to do it while I've got hair.
The changes that have happened to Will have only made me love him more.
So we've been through the sickness and health, haven't we?
We've done one vow.
Yeah, we've done one vow.
As they go to superhuman lengths to make it down the aisle.
Let's walk the aisle, shall we?
No, let's go to the pub.
On the happiest day of their lives.
There we go.
Thank you.
48-year-old David and Nicky, 42, have been together 3 years and are about to tie the knot.
It is 143 days, 22 hours, 21 minutes and 12 seconds until we get married. It's quite exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And while all brides-to-be dream of the perfect wedding, Nicky's special day has extra significance.
I'm a stationery designer, so I've made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of wedding invitations for other people. I've never ever thought that I'd be able to make my own.
Like many single ladies, Nicky tried her luck with online dating, and in 2013, David's profile caught her eye. They had their first date at this French restaurant in Cirencester.
I can't believe it's 3 years since we were in here first time.
I know. Yeah, it feels like 20, doesn't it?
I can remember thinking, wow, this guy's really special and I really like him.
Yeah, I was really excited actually because yeah, she's very bubbly and smiley, and it was just so easy to talk. You know, it was really good fun.
At the time, David was 46 and had divorced a few years earlier. Dating again for the first time in 20 years was a daunting prospect.
I thought I've got to get out there and see if anybody is going to be interested. Why on earth would anybody want me when you could just have an able-bodied person?
David was a sport-obsessed young father working as the director of a marketing firm. In the summer of 1999, he took his wife and 6-month-old daughter on holiday to a French villa.
And it had a swimming pool there. And one night I just dived into it and got a bump just there. It wasn't even a hard bump. Just floated to the top, face down. One of my friends had to rescue me from the pool. When I was face down there, I sort of thought at that time, If I'm paralysed, then I don't really care whether you turn me over or not. Well, I've got nothing below, well, just above the nipple. I can't feel anything or move anything from there down. I can't feel my hands or my fingers. I've got no finger function at all. There were obviously times when you think, well, why me? But you start to try and find things that you can do. So you need 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce.
It's going to be really fiery, do you think?
10 years after his accident, David and his wife separated. Meeting Nicky 3 years ago helped David start to rebuild his life.
So Nicky moved in...
Fairly quickly.
Quite quickly, yeah. We've been getting on really well, and so I thought, yeah, I'd like to make a commitment. I knew it'd be very special for Nicky as well. Decided I was going to propose. I thought, well, how can I do it? I can't go down on bended knee myself.
David took Nicky to their favourite restaurant and popped the question with a note delivered by their waiter.
I looked at you and said, well, what? You went, well, open it. And I did, and it said, will you marry me? And then I cried. I've always wanted to get married, and I'd really kind of dreamed that you would ask me one day, and then you did. It was really special, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But for a bride-to-be who has worked on over 1,000 weddings, there was no chance of a quickie down the registry office.
I've seen the most amazing weddings. I've worked on some pretty special weddings.
Some really expensive ideas.
So I had lots of expensive ideas.
For David and Nicky, planning the perfect day comes with a list of challenges.
We had to find somewhere that was suitable for us to get married in. We needed somewhere that was going to be accessible.
We both need to be sat really at the wedding, because if she's standing, it's going to be ridiculous.
So we had to think about that. Then we had to think about
what to wear. Jackets and things just get in the way. They get in the wheels.
We're still thinking about things like, do we do a first dance?
And there's one essential part of the ceremony playing on their minds.
We had to think about rings as well, because David can't hold a ring to put it onto my finger. All of those things that are pretty straightforward usually, but they're things that we need to think about.
With so many potential hurdles, the couple are determined that nothing will get in the way of their dream day.
You come with a little set of challenges, don't you?
Complicated.
You're complicated. But we work it out and we make it work for us.
Across the country in Lincolnshire, another couple are planning their own extraordinary wedding.
It's actually quite a nice street, isn't it? That's what's quite funny. I could see us living here now, really.
Ian, 49, and Ellen, 41, have been together 23 years. Their romance began on this very street, when Ellen was the girl next door.
This is where we started.
Yeah. It's my room, that side.
Yeah, that's your room, that side, and that's my room. It was 92 you moved in.
Yeah.
Ellen was just 18, Ian, 25.
As soon as I seen her, I was in love. And was. Long spiral perm. She was just lovely, she was beautiful.
For me, it was his personality, because he is quite a big personality.
3 months it took me to woo you.
I
know.
They have 4 children between the ages of 7 and 22, but have never got round to tying the knot.
Ian, can you see me?
What's this one then? I haven't seen this one.
I love you.
Yeah, I'm going to say this is the reason, holidays like this, why we haven't been married yet.
Though Ian has popped the question many times.
Got down on one knee and, will you do the honour of marrying me one day? I mean, we did sort of say we'll just hook up the caravan and go to Gretna Green.
know Ian's always wanted to get married, and so have I, but I think it's never been the most important thing for me, I suppose. But things change.
Ian and Ellen's lives were turned upside down 2 years ago.
I had a lump in my left breast, so I went to the doctors about it. I had the ultrasound, had a mammogram, had a biopsy, and the breast surgeon said, come back next week, bring somebody with you, we think it's probably cancer. I'm then told, sorry, this is secondary breast cancer, it's a terminal illness. It's cancer that has spread from your breast to another part of your body, in my case, my bones. I know that I'm going to die. I don't think it's going to be tomorrow, but I do know that it's going to be you know, within the next few years. It could be 6 months.
It's like my whole world just went splat. What do you do next? Where do we go from here? And you've pictured the rest of your life together. You don't picture anything about dying or anything.
Ellen is one of 60,000 people diagnosed with breast cancer in the UK every year.
It could be next week, it could be my next scan that tells us that I have to have chemotherapy again. So I kind of want to, one, be able to do it while I'm well enough, while I've got hair, and while I'm still here.
Whilst most British couples spend over a year planning their perfect wedding, Ellen and Ian are wasting no time heading down the aisle.
So it's 7 weeks until we actually get married, and nothing is organised. When I think about it, I feel quite overwhelmed by it, to be honest. But I'm sure it'll be fine. It will be fine. That's what I keep telling myself. It'll be fine.
With everything from dress to decorations, photos to florist to organise, the couple are being supported by a charity who help terminally ill people get married.
Hi, Patricia, you're right. Thank you so much for coming down. Because it's only like a month away, there's still a lot to like sort out. But
well, that's actually not for you to worry about. That's the whole point of you know, coming together for the wedding. Do you have any idea of what you think you might want your wedding theme to be?
When we met, we just liked like the rave scene and like house music and like you know, like we used to go out sort of raving and stuff.
And I know you've already sorted out your invitations.
We were looking last night at like old rave flyers.
Okay.
We haven't gone with tradition, have we?
No,
I
know.
We've had a very, 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 very long engagement.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want it to be like a really friendly, family kind of atmosphere.
It's your dream day.
Yeah.
And if that's what you want, we can make that work, okay?
Oh, thanks so much, Patricia. Coming all this way.
With big plans for their dream wedding, the couple have less than 2 months to pull it off.
Yeah, really excited. So I won't die with it being, what's the word? On your death certificate, she's a...
Spinster.
That's it! I don't want to be a spinster when I die.
They're beautifully made, you can tell just by the fabric.
In Cirencester, David and fiancée Nicky are tying the knot in just over 3 months.
Well, it makes a change from putting jeans and rugby shirts or sailing kit on, doesn't it?
Yeah, although 10 o'clock in the morning, I don't normally go out there to dinner suit.
Rather than try on his suit at the tailor's, David's paralysis means he has to dress on the bed at home.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah.
How's the fit on those trousers then?
Not bad.
They're not too tight here.
The
Is that
material's
okay?
supposed to have like a little bit of stretch in them.
Yeah.
So.
David's testing the tailor's skills with a customised one-off design for his suit.
So the trousers come up higher at the back. It works better for when you're sat in a chair, so you don't end up with, you know, workman's bum.
Because everything's gone relaxed, I've got no muscles working around my stomach, so nothing sits.
So we've come up with a design. The jacket will end up short to my waist rather than hanging down and getting caught in the wheels.
Wow. It's gorgeous.
Will you marry me then?
Yeah.
I'll do, will I?
Definitely.
I can't eat anything between now and
No, you're not
October.
allowed to eat cream crackers.
We've got to go to the gym this afternoon, so I need to get back into shape again.
Yeah, but I need to get
Ready for the rugby season?
seriously into the gym if I'm going to get into this wedding dress. You doing well? I couldn't do that.
I'm sure you don't get breasts like that without doing exercise.
You'd be surprised.
For David, fitting into his wedding suit isn't the only benefit of putting in the hours at the gym.
He suffers with a lot of pain in his shoulders and arms, so doing exercise helps alleviate that, which is really important, so he's not taking as much medication. And it's good for me too, because I need to be fit and healthy to help him. I try and get down about 3 or 4 times a week, but I'm trying to do a bit more at the moment, so longer sessions, because I've got to get into a wedding dress. I've always been quite self-conscious, and I am quite concerned about how I look, but I think he's made me realise that it's not just about what you look like, it's really about the person as well. And he fell in love with me as I am. I love him as a person, and it's not about what he looks like or anything else. How long is it going to take to lose all the wedding weight then?
So through there's a little courtyard area where you're going to have like drinks reception.
Just over 100 miles away, Ellen, Ian and their 3 youngest children are visiting a wedding venue.
And there's the restaurant bit as well, is down this way.
Ellen's health means the couple have to organise their big day at record speed.
Come in. Yeah, this is where people will come in.
Most venues are booked up months in advance, but with Barnsdale Lodge available in just 5 weeks' time, the family are hoping this could be the one.
It's a big room, isn't it?
Wow.
Chandeliers.
They look like they're made of solid gold.
They do, yeah, don't they? You've got the outside area. It's nice that we can see outside to the view.
Yes, I get 2 minutes!
Ian and Ellen's wedding is a big day for the whole family.
Toby's going to be a ring bearer. I'm going to be a bridesmaid and... Flower girl. No,
I do think it'll be like an emotional day. But it'll be like, I like to think it'll be more of a happy vibe, considering like the circumstances. Most people won't be thinking about that. They'll be thinking about just like mum and dad getting married.
Are you nervous about anything?
What, the wedding?
Yeah. I don't want it to be like focused on the cancer and me being ill. I still want it to just be like a celebration of us being us. Yeah.
What do you think it's going to be like? Mum and dad are married.
No.
So I like to think they'll be the same mum and dad, just married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think having seen it, you can visualise how it's going to be, and whereas we didn't really know what we were going to do, I mean, we've still got loads to organise. We've got 5 more weeks till we get married.
5 weeks.
Yeah, and then we'll be married, yeah.
That would be a miracle.
After all this time, married.
Come on then, yous lot. Come on, yous. Come on. Look at this one here.
Oh, look at these ones, though.
Yeah, but look at that one.
Oh, they are lovely, aren't they?
Venue ticked off, it's time to pick out the wedding rings. All wedding rings are important, but extra significant for this couple.
So what kind of personalisation can you do?
What you could do, you could have your fingerprints and you could do them posing all the way through.
I do love the idea
Yeah, the
of the
fingerprints,
fingerprints.
yeah.
When she's gone, I'll still have her fingerprints.
Yeah.
You
So
know
that'd
what I
be
mean?
quite a lot,
Absolutely.
won't it?
I'm getting goose pimples now.
Oh,
How
really
long-
important question. That's what I was going to
How
say.
long
How
does it
long?
take to make?
Because
We can do these in probably, it'll take 4 weeks.
Yeah, we're on.
There you go. So you got everything organised?
Well,
not
getting the
quite. We're
rings
getting
done,
there.
the rings.
Yeah. This is part of it.
Right.
You just got one eye.
Lovely.
In Cirencester, David and Nicky may have more time to plan their big day, but they're also in the thick of wedding madness.
Head back, head back.
With 10 weeks to go, they're having a practice shoot with their photographer.
You still want to marry?
Yeah.
You sure?
They're planning the best way to work David's wheelchair into the photos.
I was just really concerned about how I stand next to David and how it looks with the two of us.
Lovely. Yeah.
Because it's going to look weird if I'm just stood all the time, isn't it? And kind of looking, going...
Kept them close, kept the eye contact between them.
Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, I'm feeling more relaxed as we're going along. Yeah, it's getting me into the mood of the occasion already.
Having spent the morning planning the wedding snaps, now David gets to clear his head.
I'm just getting David's boat ready to get it on the water.
He can operate the boat completely independently, thanks to a couple of small tweaks.
These are my nipples.
We should put tassels on them, really, shouldn't
Yeah,
we?
so that's the main sheet, in and out, and that's the jib sheet, in and out.
Right, hang around there for a minute.
I spend so much time with a carer or so been dependent on somebody. When I get out on the water, I can go where I want and do what I want. And there's quite an adrenaline rush as well, because it can be quite exciting when the wind gets up a bit. But what really does it for me is the racing. I can race against able-bodied people. I can imagine she quite likes getting rid of me for a few hours on the water as well. It gives her a bit of peace and quiet.
And I just love the fact that he can go out and do something on his own without me. I guess that's probably really nice for him to get a break from the crazy woman. He loves it.
Across the country, despite there being less than a month until Ian and Ellen's wedding, all preparations have been put on hold.
My appointment's 1 o'clock for the scan.
Ellen has developed a nasty cough, and doctors have called her in for a scan.
The worry is if this scan shows anything up like tumours in my lungs or anywhere else, I know that the next treatment would be back to chemotherapy again. The last thing I want to do is have chemotherapy before I'm getting married.
With Ian at work, best friend Nick has come along for support.
Been lots of tears, but not while Ellen's been around. But no, because she's so positive, it makes everyone else positive about it, I think. How does it feel to be back here?
Well, it's quite weird though when you see other people having their treatment as well. It makes you feel horrible. It makes you feel like you've got the worst hangover. You've had the worst hangover ever for like a week. That's why I just really want to stay as well as possible for as long as possible and not have to have chemo again.
No.
With the wedding looming, the results of Ellen's scan could have a big impact on her dream day.
We want to stay fit and healthy for the wedding, most definitely. I just have to keep telling myself I'll be all right, and that's how I cope with it, really. But obviously that's the worry, you know, the worry that it might mean further treatment. This is my table plan. I wanted you to be able to sit with your family, because to me, that's what it's about, isn't it?
With just 3 weeks until she gets married, Ellen's worried that the results of her scan might jeopardise her dream wedding.
Once you've got scan results coming up, and especially when you've had a little hint that maybe everything might not be okay, it just takes everything out of your head.
Despite the uncertainty, she's pressing ahead.
You want Mummy to wear a tiara as well?
Yeah.
I almost knew what I wanted, which was like a 90s kind of rave flyer. So it's not your traditional wedding invite.
They've booked a florist.
And I've got some kind of acid housey kind of flowers ready for you, but you might have your own idea.
Sorted out Ian's suit.
What sort of colours are we looking for?
The brightest, pinkest thing you've got to go around my neck.
And set up a wedding dress fitting.
Here it is.
Ellen's sisters have come to sneak a peek at the all-important dress.
Hopefully they'll like the one that I've got my eye on, because if not, there might be tears. From me, not them.
Lovely, isn't it?
Oh, dress shopping. It's very exciting. We're very much looking forward to it.
Ridiculously excited, I'd say.
Yes.
We love a good wedding, don't we?
Oh,
lovely. Love it, love it. And now that it's really comfy.
That looks so
gorgeous, doesn't it? I love these straps. It holds me in because of the corset, yeah. What do you think about the veil then?
With the veil, it just now looks like a proper, you know, wedding dress now.
When Ellen was diagnosed, her sisters were the first people she turned to for support.
And I don't think it has sunk in because she wears it too well.
Exactly, she just copes so well, doesn't she?
She just gets on.
This bit, look, isn't that lovely?
Yeah, gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are times for herself where she would have a quiet moment by herself, but you know, with us it's always, it's fine.
Yeah. Go on, do a bit of swishing.
Yeah, a bit of swish.
Work it.
You are the belle of the ball.
I can be over the dress.
When you're in this giant dress, it's not possible. Oh, beauty.
It's quite a special thing to have your sisters come along and look at your wedding dress with you.
Just sit like you
And it's made us laugh.
I mean, that is the most elegant thing I've ever seen.
And that's something that we'll always remember.
Deep breath, deep breath.
When David and Nicky say "I do" in 2 months' time, married life will come with more than just a ring.
When we first met, I didn't think that she'd be able to cope with the whole carer thing. I suppose the first time I did hospital, it didn't go very well. So I ended up with cuts all over me.
You don't often get cuts, though, do you?
No. I thought it was going to be a real sticking point in the relationship, but no, she has surprised me a lot that she's dealt with it. When you take on somebody with my level of disability, you don't want them to be a carer. You want them to be a partner and have a proper relationship.
All okay?
Sweet.
I haven't dropped you yet, have I? I didn't really have any idea about living with spinal cord injury or living with a disability even. Going down. Having to be an octopus and needing 10 sets of arms constantly to do all the things that you need to do. All right.
Having got to grips with the challenges of life together, the couple have recently started to share their story.
Why did you and David decide to start the blog?
I wanted actually a lot of my friends and people around me to understand a bit more about us and about our life.
I doubt that anybody without a disability can begin to imagine how a person's life and perception of self is changed by a disability. This has a huge effect on relationships, dating, living together, and as I'm just discovering, planning a wedding.
In the summer of 2013, I came to realise that true love does exist. When you find your person, no matter how you find them, where you find them, or how damaged and broken they are when you find them, you will know. My only regret about falling in love with him is that I didn't find him sooner.
They've even opened up to the world about how they'll be spending their wedding night.
How does sex work for you two?
To be really blunt about it, I didn't know when we first met what was going to be possible.
But now you do.
No, I didn't.
It can't be quite as spontaneous because it does need medication and it lasts for 2 days.
It does last for 2 days,
Yes,
which can be quite irritating
Yeah.
when you're doing anything the next day.
It's more of a visual thing because obviously I can't feel anything below my chest. So you'd think, well, what is the point? It's just that feeling of, intimacy and being close and...
And it's sharing something quite private and personal and just lovely.
Mm.
In Lincolnshire, there are 3 weeks until Ian's wedding to Ellen.
You always use a scrap of wood so you don't tear the back of the unit out.
With her scan results due any day, Ian is taking his mind off things by heading out to work.
I actually started building kitchens back in 1986. Everyone likes curved units now, so a bit of a nightmare for us fitters.
As the family breadwinner, he needs to work, but his mind is never far from Ellen.
Beautiful. During the day, I fix most things or I'll build things, but unfortunately, I can't fix Elle. And in the beginning, when we found out about it, it was like I didn't want to go to work, and she kept saying, look, you've got to go to work, go and do this, go do something. But yeah, we have to work, we have to eat. I hate it when she's in pain. I mean, I'd rather it be me that had the pain, because, well, I can take it. I know she's strong, and she does take it.
People say to me, oh, you're so strong, and how do you deal with it? But actually, I haven't heard anybody say that to Ian. Then I don't know how I would have coped if it wasn't for him. I really don't know.
With Ellen's results due next week, Ian and Ellen are getting away from it all for the weekend with their 2 youngest children.
Get up, Daisy! We just want to be able to spend time together as a family, making memories. I think we will have some more difficult times coming up, I know I will become more ill.
We can openly talk about it, and we talk about what's going to happen afterwards. When she's not here, how will I cope?
It is important with Toby and Daisy. They know that they can talk about it, and I try to bring it up now and again, but it's not a constant conversation that we're having all the time, because I really want them to have a happy childhood. I think if there's one thing that I could take away, if there's one thing that I could take away in all of this cancer stuff, it would be take away the effect that it has on them. But I can't do that. So all I can do is try to make now good, and that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I know that I'm doing. Out you get, you cheeky monkey. Love you.
Right, here we go. Okay.
In Cirencester, there are just 2 weeks until Nicky and David get married.
Hello.
Time to check the fit of their wedding rings.
There we go. Yeah. It waves through the ring as well.
So gorgeous.
So yeah.
How does that feel?
I can't feel a thing. You should know that by now.
How does it look?
It looks great. So I'm tagged now.
Tagged now. So
Yeah. I've got another 2 weeks of not been tagged.
David's hands don't work essentially, so kind of fine detail movements like putting a ring onto a finger are very, very hard for him. Do you want to practice putting mine on?
Yeah, let's have a go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall I put
let's
it
have a go.
flat
So
on
if you
your
put
leg?
it on my leg,
So
and then if I get that, do this. Let's have another go.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Oh.
There we go. So that's not going to work.
Okay.
Well, I think if I just put it onto my finger, yeah.
And then I do that.
Yeah.
There we go.
What could possibly go wrong?
Married.
Yeah. Well, at least we've got something that works. It's not perfect yet.
You might need to perfect it
Yeah,
a
I think we
little
need a bit of practice. And when I'm at the ceremony, it's obviously going to be a bit more nerve-wracking, and the hands probably going to be going like that, aren't they?
Yes.
So,
With
yeah.
shock or fear?
Yes.
Ellen and Ian also have less than 2 weeks until they get married. Today, they find out if the wedding will be affected by the results of Ellen's scan.
What do you reckon?
I feel really nervous, actually. I'm feeling really frightened. They're never going to be saying to me, guess what, Ellen? It's all gone. There's no cancer there anymore. You're completely clear.
Hi, Ellen.
Hi.
Do you want to come down?
Yeah, thank you. But every scan, you think that this is going to be the one where they tell me it's chemotherapy again.
Okay, so we're just in here if you want to take a seat.
Thanks a lot. And I've got a week and 5 days until we get married. All I can sit here and say is that I'm not changing anything. We can wait.
So you come for the CT scan results.
Yeah.
Now we did the CT because you were having this cough, persistent
yeah,
cough, and
yeah.
you said you were still getting the cough.
Yeah, I was really, really worried that like there was going to be something wrong and I'd have to start chemo before the wedding and everything.
Yeah,
so
no, sure,
that's been on my mind like all weekend, thinking, oh no, it's got worse.
Well, the good news is there's nothing on the CT
Yeah,
scan. Your lungs are all
excellent.
fine,
Oh,
your
good.
liver, kidney, everything is all fine. That's good.
Yeah. Phew.
And you're free to go.
Thank you so much.
You're
I feel
welcome.
relieved.
Nice to see you, Ellen.
Thanks a lot.
Okay,
Take care. See you soon.
Bye.
At last, Ellen can finally focus on one all-important thing.
Well.
Done.
Oh, yeah.
Now that that's done, we really can just like worry about wedding stuff. It's like, phew.
Yeah. Just
Thank
plan on the wedding
goodness.
now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing else.
It's the morning of David and Nicky's wedding.
Cheers.
Good health.
Your good health, sir.
David is getting ready with his 2 best men, Charlie and Daryl.
We don't even know where the rings are. Who's got the rings?
Nicky's got the rings.
Nicky's got the rings. She's not going to entrust us with the rings.
Oh, she's met you.
I can't believe it's actually happening. It's just so unreal. I just can't wait to see him. I can't wait to walk down the aisle and see him.
Right, Dave, here's a challenge.
Pull
Does your arm bend into interesting shapes?
It bends the same way as everyone else's does. You've never done care work, have you?
No, not particularly.
There's a reason for that.
Good reason. Sorry, mate.
That's it.
Hey. Oh.
Be nervous about putting the ring on his finger or in your finger?
Yeah, because it's quite hard for him because his hands don't work very well. We've practiced it, but it won't go right today, will it?
Do you think there's something else he's nervous about as well?
I think he does get quite self-conscious sometimes, and there's a lot of people going to be looking at him today.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably quite nervous about that. Is it
You
all looking
too.
okay?
You look amazing.
All that matters is that I get to marry this amazing man. That's all that matters. None of what we've had to work to get today, or anything that we have to work for the rest of our lives matters. It's all about today and just about marrying him. It's all that matters.
It's time for David to marry his bride.
Okay, talk to me.
You've got to chill, okay? Right, we're just going to go to the front. Very, very simple. We're just going to go out there. Just chill, okay? Just chill. And I don't want any of this.
Okay, I'm good.
Remember, focus at the end of the carpet. End of the carpet, focus on the end of the carpet. Right, enjoy it. Enjoy it.
I'd like to take a seat. We are here today to celebrate the marriage of David and Nicola. David and Nicola have chosen to make very special promises to each other.
Nicola, today I take you as my wife. Now we will feel no rain, for each of us will be shelter for the other. I promise to love, honour and cherish you, no matter what lies before us.
I promise to help shoulder our challenges, for there is nothing we cannot face if we stand together. This is my promise to you, my equal in all things.
When I put my profile on Match, I didn't really think that anybody would be, interested in me, and to meet somebody as wonderful as Nicky, and here we are, getting married 3 years later.
May we have the rings, please? Beautiful. And it now gives me great pleasure to declare that you are husband and wife.
Fabulous, Dave.
Oh, she looks amazing. Yeah, look perfect.
It's amazing. David looked so beautiful, and as soon as I saw his face, I totally lost it before I was going in. And as soon as I saw his face, I just looked at him and it was all okay.
No, I'm not nervous. Turn around a bit. I'm marrying your mum.
In Lincolnshire, after just 7 weeks of planning, it's now Ian and Ellen's turn to tie the knot.
When she first got diagnosed, one of the things that I did ask was, will she be here at Christmas? And they says to us, yes. I said, what about next Christmas? And the answer was, let's get this one out of the way first. We were just hoping for one Christmas. We had 2. Hopefully there'll be a lot more than 2.
How are you feeling?
You know how some people get really panicky and nervy? I'm quite good at making myself calm. I'm definitely a crier. A lot of the time it's crying with laughter though.
The rings!
So have you got anything planned for your entrance?
We're going to do like a little dance on the way down, just like a little cheek, yeah.
So cool.
Because it's quite a sort of uplifting song that we're having. Oh wow! Yes. Here's to a fun day. I've always said all the way along that I want it to be a party, I want it to be fun, I don't want it to be about crying, but having said that, sometimes you just can't stop yourself, you know? Hello. Hello, sorry I've taken so long.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please be upstanding for the bridal party?
It's time for Ellen to get the wedding of her dreams.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for being here. I just know love, I need to see me through. Look gorgeous, everyone.
Do you, of your own free choice, enter into this union of marriage today with Ellen?
I do.
And Ellen, do you, of your own free choice, enter into this union of marriage today with Ian?
I do.
And they're going to make their own personal vows to each other.
Ian, I love you. 23 years later, I still do. Sometimes life is harder and you're still there, and the reason I'm still strong is you. Let's make the most of our lives together. And now at this time of our life, it's time you made me your wife.
Yeah, got with me, yeah. When Elle said her piece, I wouldn't have been able to say a word after that. I was welling up and everything.
Everybody looks really poshed up, don't they? We got married. After all these years, we've actually got it together and done it today.
In Cirencester, David and Nicky are now man and wife.
We met on quite a well-known dating site, so I'd like to share that profile with you. Okay, second-hand, but good for the occasional run in the country. Twin airbags, oversized bumpers, and bodywork in need of a good rub-down. Anyway, looking forwards, I'm really hoping to be able to continue to treat her like a princess for the rest of her life. And
when your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, darling, I will be loving you till we're 70.
it went really, really well, I think. It's really good that we've, done it. It definitely feels like a real princess, I think, today.
Heart at 23.
Well, it's the start of the rest of my life, hopefully.
So honey, now take me into your loving arms.
Oh, you're on the dress. I wish I'd had 20 more years of him. but we'll make up for it. We're just going to live it really, really hard and really fun. It's going to be amazing.
Maybe we found love right where we are.
After 23 years together, Ian and Ellen have finally tied the knot.
First things first. Look at my bride. For 23 and a bit, I've loved you. And I still do. And hopefully for many more years to come.
I actually want to just take a moment and say a massive thanks to all of our family and friends for all the support that we've had over these past couple of years. So I guess I just want to say a great big thanks to Ian also for actually, you know, sticking by me through the good times and the bad, and give us a kiss, go on.
Thank you everyone for coming, and don't forget to dance.
With the bride and groom, I'd like to accompany us to the dance floor.
Well, it's like we've got the rest of our lives. We've got to cram all that in while she's still well enough.
Maybe my thinking isn't so much that I'm going to die. It's really more that I'm living and I want to live as much as I can and for as long as I can.